Hello. This morning when I woke up, I checked the weather. The reason why I check the weather is to make sure that I know how to dress that day. If it's a very hot day, I might just wear shorts. If it's a very cold day, I might wear my boots. Just like how you need to have the right level of clothing on a different hot or cold day, some sentences have too much and they're not a complete sentence. And other sentences don't have enough, and that also makes them an incomplete sentence. Let's look at a really basic example. Miriam ran. This is a complete sentence, even though it's just two words. We have a subject, Miriam, and we have a verb, ran. Subject, verb. Together, it's a complete sentence. If you look at the handout on sentence fragments, you'll see that sometimes we have a much longer noun phrase for our subject. In the handout it says, Suzanne, destroyer of empires. Even though it's a much longer name than Miriam, it's still just a subject. It doesn't have a verb. Similarly, ran may be a very short verb, but even if it was a longer verb, like hiking alone in the woods, it still wouldn't be a complete sentence without both parts. Now, if you had just Miriam or just ran, just Suzanne, destroyer of empires, or just hiking alone in the woods, it would be too short, like wearing shorts in a storm. You can also have an incomplete sentence that has too much. Because Miriam ran. This because is a long linking coordinator, and it's asking for additional information. Because Miriam ran isn't enough. We need to finish the thought. Maybe you want to say, the cat ran because Miriam ran, right? So we have a complete sentence here explaining the other complete sentence. And this because is just linking between the two of them. You could also have incomplete sentences that have different types of of dependent conjunctions. So these words which, since, while, until, after, before, if, then. All of these dependent conjunctions, they make it unsettled. So we need to finish that, because I said so, until you're 18 years old, if you're telling the truth. If you look on the handout, you'll see there are a lot of different ways that you can finish these sentences, and it's going to complete the full idea. Now, you'll look at these examples, and I want you to go through those as well. There are instances of commands where there isn't a direct subject, like a third person noun. It could be that I'm saying it to you. So if I say run, that actually can be a complete sentence because I'm saying you run. So on the handout where it says go home, that's actually a complete sentence because there's an implied person you're talking to. I don't see them right here, but if I were saying to you, run, that is to you. It's directed to you. So all semester long, I really want you to pay attention to making sure that all of your sentences are complete, that they have a subject and a verb. When they're short, it can be easy to see that they aren't complete. But as they get longer, you need to be very careful that you have all of the necessary parts for a sentence. So just like you check the weather before you get dressed, I encourage you to check all of your sentences to make sure they are complete before you submit them. All right, have a good day, and I'll see you next week.